We all came out of Africa.
Okay. We all originated.
Yes.
So basically every human form.
Humans'
Okay.
origin is in Africa. There is no dispute about
None.
that at all.
None. Zero.
At all. So now, let me lead into that by saying, we surely know people. You say Americans, and you say, oh, we'll say, well, what are you? That's a well, I'm Italian. Well, where are you born? America. Where are your parents born? Brooklyn. Where are their parents born? Italy.
Right.
So I'm Italian.
Right.
All right, here's another one.
Okay.
What are you? Oh, I'm Swedish.
Okay.
Well, where were you born? Oh, I born in New York. Where were your parents born? New York. Where are their parents? Because that's the immigrant.
Right.
Where were their parents born? No, I get it right. What comes through? Where are their parents born? Minnesota. Okay. Where were their parents born? Minnesota. Where are their parents born? Sweden. So I'm Swedish.
Right.
See what they're doing?
Yes.
They're going back their tree, finding the place that soothes their need to have some association,
Even if they've never been to that place.
and they stop there. Okay. What I tell them all is, why don't you keep going? Just keep going.
No, I just want to be from Sweden. I'm Swedish.
Okay, keep going. And if you keep going, we're all African.
Neil Tyson, don't pull up a seat, brother. Let's have a conversation. So almost our whole life, we've heard that all life comes out of Africa, okay? So when you go and research that, you find out that this comes from a theory known out of Africa. And it's called the out of Africa theory for a reason, because it cannot be fully proven. It is a theory. Because how do you go back to the beginning of time and say, hey, this is where everybody lived, and this is exactly where they went, and you can describe how they populated this big ass world, okay? That's way too big of a question for a scientist to be able to answer, but that's another question. So let's talk about what this theory was used to do. So Charles Darwin, some of y'all may have heard of him. I'm gonna put Buddy up here so you can see him, is the one who, through his studies and research, where this theory came from. And he said that since it's apes and chimpanzees are in the continent of Africa, and those are the closest mammals related to humans, that's where humans had to have come from and evolved from. That was his theory. And as ridiculous as that may sound to you, imagine then the same theory is what was used by his cousin. Okay? His cousin turned that theory into what we know to be eugenics. Okay. So his cousin Francis Galton helped create this plan that was known to be eugenics, which targeted racial integrity laws. So imagine this. You got a bunch of Pan-Africans, you got a bunch of pro-Africa, Mother Africa activists who are telling you and basing their whole ideology of who they know themselves to be based on a man who thought that we all originated from apes and chimpanzees. This is why all people, not just black people, came from Africa. And then for Neil Tyson to say as if it's an undisputed fact is disingenuous from a man that intelligent, bro. You got theories, other competing theories out there from folks who are not agreeing with their theory, and they're both right to have their own theories because it is a theory, bro, for a reason. So the real question to ask is why they took that theory for gospel here in America and they created racial laws behind this. Was it something bigger than just so-called being from Africa, or was that a plan all by design? You tell me.